Hey everybody, this is Pastor Shane. This morning I was looking at some statistics that there are roughly 500,000 churches in America. And the first thought that came to my mind is, if we have 500,000 churches, then why does it seem like our voice is so small? Why does it seem like we're the minority in America instead of the majority? In fact, it said that there are more churches than convenience stores, than hotels. So we outnumber just about everybody. But the truth is, our church is really having an impact. And so many times in church you hear catchphrases now. You're going to get your breakthrough. And we talked about this in the first video. You're going to get your deliverance. But we're not preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ because we're not going out and winning the lost. Our church is not a place where people feel comfortable anymore. You know, if every Sunday, there's nothing wrong with speaking in tongues, but you're running around speaking in tongues and doing backflips down the aisles, people who are not saved will think you're a barbarian. Even Paul said that. You're scaring folks, man. You got to get an environment where people feel comfortable. Then you can teach them about the baptism of the Holy Ghost. And maybe even in that service, they can experience it. And you can teach them how to operate and flow. And it's not just that. There's several things we do. Long offerings and 15 offerings. And y'all know the drill, man. We got to make some changes because a healthy church is a growing church. Because we're not impacting our communities. We have a lot of churches, but we don't have great impact. If you got a big church that seats 1,000 people, but you only got 20 people coming, you just got a building. You might as well send them to somebody else. Because if your church is not growing, and that's a misnomer, we'd say, well, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name. And there he is. That's right. And that should be when you're praying for somebody on the street corner or talking to them over the phone. But your church should multiply. You see how quickly the church is multiplied in the book of Acts. In fact, it's theorized that 40 years after Christ's death, there were 100,000 people that attended the church at Jerusalem. That's amazing. And they met in small groups in their homes. They fellowshiped. It was more than just showing up, clapping their hands. They fellowshiped after church. They were brothers. They were sisters. They knew how to connect. And we have to get healthy. We have to come together and get healthy and start allowing people to experience the transformative power of Jesus Christ. And that's my dream for us. That's my goal. Not to condemn you, but that we start looking at things a little different so we can reach the lost. We've been trying to, people say we need discipleship. Man, we have Bible studied the mess out of people. It is time for us to make some changes so we can take all these fat Christians and send them out into the world and let people experience the gospel. The other thing is, if we have 500,000 churches, and let's say there's 1,000 bad pastors, or 100 bad pastors, or let's say 100,000 bad pastors. If you had 100,000, that's not that big, but 100,000 bad pastors that had sexual indiscretions, went to jail, hurt somebody, stole money, did whatever. If you had 100,000 of those, you would still have 400,000 pastors doing the right thing. So we inflate the minority and we forget the majority. The majority of leaders love God. And let's say this, you got people that get into church and they see a business model. They become hustlers. They bring the world mentality into the church. They don't care about people. All they care about is position, power, money, manipulation, and everything else. But you got that in every facet. Oh, my daughter's joining the conversation. Hey, baby. You got people in every facet of business and life that do that. But out of 500,000 American churches, you've got hundreds of thousands of pastors doing the right thing. You got pastors affecting their communities. You got pastors helping the lost. You got people helping the sick and the shut-in and those that need to experience the gospel of Jesus Christ. Let's get off the gossip columns. Let's stop being the 6 o'clock news for the church, and let's start reporting some positive things. Whose report are you going to believe? I'm going to believe the report of the Lord. All right, love you guys. Talk to you again soon. God bless.